A childhood letter written by King Charles to his granny has been discovered by a couple living in Warwickshire, England, as they cleared out their attic during the Christmas break. "Dear Granny, I am sorry that you are ill. I hope you will be better soon." The letter reads on one side, carefully written on lined Buckingham Palace notepaper and dated March 15, 1955, when the king was 6 years old. "Lots of love from Charles," it says on the other side, alongside colorful kisses. It was discovered inside an envelope addressed from Queen Elizabeth II to the Queen Mother, providing a 3-generation run. Charles Hanson, owner of Hanson's Auctioneers and who is responsible for the sale of the letter, told CNN Thursday. Finding the letter, which Hanson estimates could fetch as much as $12,000 at auction, left the couple gobsmacked as they sifted through their loft. "It had belonged to my late granddad Roland Stockdale," the seller, a 49-year-old farm manager who has not been named, said in a statement. "My wife said, 'Wow, look at that.' We were pretty gobsmacked, but we weren't sure whether anyone would be interested in it." Stockdale worked for the Metropolitan Police, where he was part of the Queen's personal protection force during the 1950s after he had left Carlisle, Northern England, and his previous job as a farm worker. The seller added, "It originally belonged to my late granddad Roland Stockdale. It contained lots of royal memorabilia, including a letter from Prince Charles to his grandmother. My wife said, 'Wow, look at that.' We were pretty gobsmacked, but we weren't sure whether anyone would be interested in it. My granddad passed away in his 70s in 1983, and the folder was inherited by my dad, who subsequently passed it to my mom over 10 years ago." A few weeks later, on February 7, 1983, Talon offered his condolences to Mrs. Stockdale following Roland's death. A letter to her on Clarence House-headed paper reads, "I am so dreadfully sorry to hear of your very sad loss, and the family have all my deepest sympathy at this awful moment in time. She never had chance to look through it and gave it to my wife, and I finally, at Christmas, we had a bit of time to look through my granddad's folder." Stockdale's folder containing the letter had been gathering dust in various attics for 30 to 40 years. As it was passed around family members following his death, "I have absolutely no idea how he came to have the letter written by King Charles when he was a boy," the seller said. "It's one of many things he kept." Citing postcards and birthday greetings that Stockdale received from the Queen and Queen Mother, Hanson hypothesized that these keepsakes were gifted to the officer since he was clearly so highly regarded. The couple found other royal memorabilia in the folder, including an invitation to a dance at Balmoral Castle, a note signed by the Queen Mother, gift tags signed by Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, as well as a copy of the Queen's 1956 Christmas broadcast. The collection of royal letters are expected to fetch around £4,000 when they go under the hammer at Hanson's Auctioneers on March 7. Auctioneer Charles Hanson said, "These rare royal finds are remarkable, even more so when you consider the family had no idea they had them in their care for around 40 years. We all hang on to items throughout our life, such as cards and letters. Roland did the same and, like the vast majority of us, never thought to mention them to his family. He was clearly a devoted royal servant who treasured any snippet of royal memorabilia offered to him. It is clear from the tone of the correspondence that the royal family held Roland in high regard for his kindness. It has long been normal practice for members of the royal family to give away small keepsakes and personal mementos to valued servants. Such was the warmth felt for Roland. It appears the Queen Mother allowed him to keep 1 or 2 special items. The letter from Charles has an estimate of $3,622, while the Queen's Christmas Day speech is expected to fetch $241. Other items include 3 gift tags signed by the Queen and Prince Philip, circa 1960, a note card inscribed and signed by the Queen Mother, and 2 letters by the butler Backstairs Billy. "I always thought most highly of Ron, the best and kindest CGT we ever had. I only hope that all was peaceful at the end and that he didn't have to suffer," the seller said. "This information sounds pretty interesting to me. I wonder how this will make people feel. You should tell me your opinion on this in the comments section below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content on the daily, and hit the notification bell to be notified when we post."